Zara, will you marry me?
No, I will not marry you.
The studio lights were blinding. I mean, absolutely blinding. The kind that makes your skin feel like it's on fire under layers of makeup. I was sitting on that plush cream couch on the Global Hour, the biggest talk show in the world, trying to keep my hands from shaking. 40 million people were watching live. 40 million. Hyun-woo was next to me, looking perfect as always in his tailored black suit, that smile that made hearts stop across 3 continents plastered on his face. We were there promoting our film, answering the usual questions about working together, about the chemistry everyone saw on screen. Then the host, Miranda Chen, got this weird look on her face. Like she knew something I didn't. That should have been my first warning. Hyun-woo stood up suddenly. My heart jumped. He wasn't supposed to stand. This wasn't in the script we'd gone over with our publicists. He turned to face me. No. He reached into his jacket pocket. The audience gasped before I did. They knew. Everyone knew except me. He dropped to one knee. The box opened. The ring caught every single one of those burning lights. Diamonds. So many diamonds. My brain was screaming. My chest felt like someone had reached in and grabbed my heart with a fist made of ice. Hyun-woo, what are you doing? What are you doing? His voice was shaking when he spoke. I'll never forget that shake. Zara Thompson, from the moment I met you, my world changed. You taught me what it means to love without fear, to be myself, to be brave. I know this is unexpected, and maybe I'm crazy, but I can't wait another second. Will you marry me? The studio was so quiet, I could hear my own pulse hammering in my ears. 40 million people are waiting. I looked into his eyes, those beautiful dark eyes I'd kissed in secret for 18 months, and all I could see was the end. The end of his career, the end of mine, the end of everything. 3 weeks ago, his manager called me. The threats were clear. Stay away or be destroyed. I opened my mouth. The word came out before I could stop it. No. You could have heard a pin drop in that studio. Then the audience erupted. Gasps. Whispers. Someone screamed. Hyun-woo's face. Oh God, his face. The light died in his eyes. The ring box trembled in his hand. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. I wanted to grab him, to explain, to scream that I loved him more than breathing, but this was the only way to save him. Instead, I stood up on legs that felt like water and walked off that stage. Miranda Chen was saying something. The audience was going insane. Cameras were everywhere. I made it to the backstage hallway before my knees gave out. Welcome back to my channel, family. Before we continue with this emotional roller coaster, please hit that subscribe button and smash the like icon. This story is about love, sacrifice, and fighting against impossible odds. And trust me, you need to hear every word. If you're new here, subscribe, drop a like, and comment below where you're watching from. Now let's get back to the story, because what happened next changed everything. 18 months earlier, I was nobody. Well, not nobody. I had 3 small movie roles, a decent agent, and dreams bigger than the California sky. Then I got the call. Lead role in a Korean-American co-production filming in Seoul. Biggest opportunity of my life. I landed at Incheon Airport on a Tuesday morning, jet-lagged and terrified. The first day on set, I was running lines alone in the corner when I heard this voice. You are Zara, yes? I turned around and almost dropped my script. Hyun-woo Park. The Hyun-woo Park. Lead vocalist of Eclipse, the K-pop group that had sold out stadiums in 60 countries. Actor, model. The man whose face was on billboards from Seoul to Sao Paulo. And he was talking to me. Yes. Hi. Yes, I'm Zara. You're Hyun-woo. He laughed. It was the most genuine sound I'd heard since landing in Korea. I'm very nervous, he said in careful English. This is my first, serious acting role. Not singing, not dancing, just acting. You're nervous? I'm terrified. I've never carried a film before. Then we are terrified together. This is good, yes. That was it. That was the moment. Not love at first sight, but something. A connection that felt like coming home to a place I'd never been. We spent 12 hours a day on that set. Between takes, he'd teach me Korean phrases. I'd teach him American slang that made him laugh so hard, he'd cry. Zara, what is this "that's fire" meaning? It means something is amazing, incredible. Then you are fire. Hyunwoo, that's not quite how you use it. I use it how I want. 6 weeks into filming, we were shooting a night scene in Hongdae. The crew broke for dinner. Hyunwoo grabbed my hand. Come, I show you real soul. We can't just leave set. We have 1 hour. Trust me. We put on masks and hats and snuck out like criminals. He took me through narrow streets filled with food stalls and tiny shops. We ate taeyokboki from a cart run by an old woman who called him handsome boy and didn't recognize him. We walked along the Han River, the lights from the bridges reflected in the water like fallen stars. In Korea, we have saying, he told me, his shoulder brushing mine as we walked. Inyon, inyon. It means fate that brings two people together. Thread that connects souls across time. That's beautiful. I think we have inyon, Zara. I looked at him. Not the superstar, not the fantasy. Just the man whose hand was almost touching mine. I think so too. He kissed me under the Bampo Bridge while water fountains danced with colored lights and strangers walked by, not knowing they were witnessing the beginning of something that would eventually break the internet. For 3 months, we were careful. Secret dates in his apartment, late-night video calls when we were in different cities. He'd send me voice messages in Korean, knowing I couldn't understand half of it, but loved hearing his voice. I'd send him videos of me trying to cook Korean food and failing spectacularly. Zara, why is your kimchi jjigae purple? I don't know. I followed the recipe. No recipe makes purple soup. This is talent. We talked about everything. His dreams beyond music. My fears about never being good enough. The pressure he felt to be perfect every second of every day. The racism I faced in Hollywood. The loneliness of fame. The weight of expectations. Sometimes I forget who I am, he told me one night. His head in my lap in his apartment. My fingers running through his hair. I am Hyunwoo from Eclipse. I am the idol, the image. I do not know Hyunwoo the person anymore. I know him, I whispered. He's kind and funny. He burns rice, cries at sad movies, and he's real. With you, I am real. But reality was catching up to us. It started small. A Sasang fan somehow got photos of us, leaving his building separately, but within minutes of each other. Nothing concrete, but enough to start rumors. Then my phone rang at 3 a.m. Unknown number. Miss Thompson. Who is this? Someone concerned about your career. You should know that your relationship with Hyunwoo Park is not acceptable. End it now, or there will be consequences. Who the hell is this? The line went dead. I told myself it was a crazy fan, nothing more. 3 days later, another call. Different voice, same message, more specific this time. They knew where I lived, what jobs I had coming up, who my agent was. Then the email arrived, from someone in Hyunwoo's management company. Very polite, professional, and very threatening. The message was clear. I was bad for his image, bad for the group, bad for business, foreign, black, controversial. I needed to disappear from his life, or they would make sure I disappeared from the industry entirely. I didn't tell Hyunwoo. I thought I was protecting him and that I could handle it. I was so stupid. We kept seeing each other in secret, but I started pulling away, making excuses, taking jobs in different cities. He noticed. Zara, what is wrong? You are different. Nothing's wrong. I'm just busy. You are lying. I know you. What happened? Hyunwoo, maybe we should slow down. This is complicated. Your career, my career. I do not care about my career. I care about you. That's easy to say now. It is not easy. Nothing about loving you is easy. But it is real. Why you push me away? I couldn't tell him, couldn't break his heart by explaining that his own people were threatening me. That the industry he'd given his life to saw me as a problem to eliminate. So I just held him while he cried, and I died a little inside. Then came the call about the global hour. Miranda Chen wanted both of us. Huge exposure and career defining. This is perfect, my agent squealed. This puts you on the map, Hyun-woo's team agreed. It was all arranged. 2 days before the taping, his manager called me personally. Miss Thompson, let's speak plainly. We know about you and Hyun-woo. We've allowed it because we thought it would pass. It hasn't. You need to understand something. Hyun-woo belongs to us, to his fans, to Korea, not to you. He's a person, not property. He's a product, a very valuable product, and you're damaging that product's value. So here's what's going to happen. After the global hour, you will end this relationship publicly if necessary. If you don't, we will destroy your career so completely that you'll never work again. We have the power, connections, and motivation. Test us if you'd like. You can't do this. We already are. Those 3 film roles you had lined up all mysteriously fell through, didn't they? That's just the beginning. Now, do we have an understanding? I hung up, shaking. That night, Hyun-woo Video called me, excited about the interview. Zara, I have a surprise for you for the show. You will love it. My blood went cold. What surprise? If I tell you, not surprise. But it is big. It is about us, about the future. Hyun-woo, no. Whatever you're planning, please don't. Why? You do not trust me? I do trust you, that's not it. Please, just, can we talk after the show? Zara, what is wrong? You are scared. Tell me. I can't. Please promise me you won't do anything crazy on that show. I promise I will do what my heart tells me. That is the only promise I make. That's when I knew. He was going to propose. On live television, in front of 40 million people. And I couldn't let him. So when he got down on one knee, when he poured his heart out, when he offered me everything he had, I said no. Not because I didn't love him, but because I loved him too much to let him sacrifice everything for me. I just didn't realize that saying no would destroy us both anyway. The backstage hallway was spinning. I could hear chaos from the studio. People running, shouting. My phone was already buzzing in my clutch. 20 missed calls, 50 texts, in the 30 seconds since I'd walked off stage. Security tried to stop me from leaving the building, but I pushed past them, got to my car. Hands shaking so bad, I could barely get the key in the ignition. My phone rang, Hyun-woo. I couldn't answer, couldn't hear his voice. Not yet. It rang 17 more times during the drive to my apartment. I made it inside, locked the door, and slid down to the floor. That's when I opened Twitter. Oh God, oh no. I was trending worldwide. #1, above wars, elections, and natural disasters. #heartless Zara. #she doesn't deserve him. #racist rejection. The tweets were vicious and brutal. Some were racist beyond belief. Others were just cruel. My mentions were flooded with thousands of messages per minute. She humiliated him on live TV. She deserves everything coming to her. Of course the black girl rejected our Hyun-woo. She was never good enough for him. I hope she never works again, heartless witch. Hyun-woo baby, you dodged a bullet. She showed her true colors. Photos of me from the show, my face frozen in that moment of horror, turned into memes. Videos analyzed frame by frame. Body language experts weighing in. Relationship counselors I'd never met explaining what my rejection meant. My Instagram was flooded. Every photo, even ones from years ago, filled with hate comments. My phone rang. My agent. Zara, what the hell just happened? Linda, I can explain. Explain. Do you have any idea what you've done? I've had 3 studios call in the last 10 minutes pulling offers. 3. The Netflix deal? Gone. The Amazon series? They're recasting. That indie film you were excited about? The director just tweeted that you're no longer attached. Linda, please, there's more to this. I don't care if there's more. You just committed career suicide on live television. I can't even look at my phone right now. Don't call me until this dies down. If it dies down. She hung up. My phone buzzed again. Email from my publicist. She was dropping me as a client. Effective immediately. Another buzz. The brand deal I'd signed last month. Terminated. Another. The charity I was supposed to host an event for. They found another host. Within an hour, my entire career was evaporating. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was Hyunwoo's silence. He'd stopped calling and texting. I checked his Instagram. Nothing new. Twitter. Nothing. His group's official accounts. Silence. Then, finally, a statement from his management company. Hyunwoo Park is taking time to process recent events. He asked for privacy during this difficult time. He will not be making any public appearances for the foreseeable future. Eclipse's upcoming tour dates will proceed with modified arrangements. We ask fans to respect his need for space and to remember that Hyunwoo has always given his heart to his craft and his supporters. They didn't mention me by name. They didn't have to. The comments under that statement were worse than the ones on my posts. I tried calling him again, straight to voicemail, texted, no response, DM'd on Instagram, read but not answered. By midnight, I'd received death threats, actual credible death threats. People found my address, posted it online, said they were coming for me. I called building security. They increased patrols, but suggested I might want to stay somewhere else for a while. I had nowhere to go. I sat in my apartment, curtains drawn, watching my life fall apart in real time on social media, and I'd never felt more alone. 3 days passed. I didn't leave my apartment, didn't shower, I barely ate, just watched the hate multiply and spread like poison. My mother called from Atlanta. Zara Marie Thompson, what is going on? I'm seeing your face everywhere, and baby, none of it is good. I broke down, told her everything, the threats, the manipulation, the impossible choice, the rejection that was supposed to save him but destroyed us both. She was on a plane the next morning. My best friend Marcus showed up at my door with groceries and fury in his eyes. Open this door, Zara, right now. I let him in. He took one look at me and his face crumbled. Oh, Z, what did they do to you? I ruined everything, Marcus. No. Tell me what happened. The real story. Because the girl I know doesn't embarrass someone she loves on live TV for fun. Tell me. So I did. Every detail. The threats, the manipulation, the fear, the choice I made. Marcus was pacing by the end of it, hands clenched into fists. So you said no to protect him? Yes. And now they're destroying you anyway? Yes. Those absolute bastards, they played you both. It doesn't matter now. It's done. My career is over. Hyunwoo hates me. I just want this all to disappear. Where is he? Have you talked to him? He won't answer. His management says he's taking time. This is insane. This is actual manipulation. Abuse. They can't do this. They already did, Marcus. They won. He knelt in front of me, grabbed my hands. Listen to me. You did what you thought was right. You tried to protect someone you love. That's not wrong. What they did to you, what they're doing to you, that's wrong. And we're not going to let them win. There's nothing I can do. There's always something. We just have to figure out what. My mother arrived that afternoon, swept into my apartment like a hurricane of concern and righteous anger. Baby girl, stand up. Let me look at you. I stood. She pulled me into a hug so tight I couldn't breathe, and I started crying again. Hadn't cried in 2 days. Thought I was out of tears. Turns out I wasn't. Mama, I messed up everything. No, you made an impossible choice in an impossible situation. Now we're going to figure out how to make it right. There's no making this right. You haven't seen what they're saying about me. I've seen every hateful word. I've reported half of Twitter for harassment. I've called a lawyer, and I'm not leaving until we fix this. Mom, there's nothing to fix. I said no to a marriage proposal on live TV. That's what people will always remember. Then we make them remember the truth. That night, while I was trying to sleep, my mom and Marcus talked in the living room. I could hear their hushed voices planning something. I didn't have the energy to care. 3 weeks crawled by. 3 weeks of hiding. 3 weeks of watching the internet dissect my life. 3 weeks of silence from Hyun-woo. His group Eclipse released a statement saying Hyun-woo was taking a mental health break, that he'd be absent from their comeback promotions. Fans were worried. Some were supportive. Most blamed me. I'd lost 15 pounds. Couldn't sleep without nightmares. Couldn't close my eyes without seeing his face when I said no. One morning, I woke up to Marcus shaking my shoulder. Zara, Z, wake up. There's something here for you. Not interested. This is different. It was left at the front desk. No return address, just your name. I dragged myself out of bed. There was a large manila envelope on my kitchen counter. Inside were documents, lots of documents, contracts, emails, photos, USB drives. My hands started shaking as I read through them. These were internal communications from Hyun-woo's management company. Plans, strategies, calculations. One email, dated 2 months before the global hour, made my blood run cold. The proposal will happen on the global hour as planned. When she accepts, we'll let the relationship play out for approximately 6 months for maximum publicity. Then we'll engineer a breakup that makes her look unstable and him look like the victim. This positions Hyun-woo as the heartbroken romantic hero, which will boost album sales and increase his solo viability. The American market will eat it up. If she rejects, which is unlikely given the public pressure, we pivot to making her the villain. Either way, we control the narrative and Hyun-woo emerges as sympathetic. The relationship ends on our terms. I read it 3 times. Then I threw up. Marcus grabbed the documents, started reading. Oh my God. Oh my God. Zara, they planned everything. The whole thing was a setup. Keep reading. There was more. So much more. Photos of me and Hyun-woo that I didn't know existed. Surveillance photos. Someone had been following us for months. Emails about the threats they'd made to me. Plans to blacklist me from certain studios and production companies. Lists of executives they had connections with who would help bury my career. And recordings. Audio files on the USB drives. Marcus played the first one. It was Hyun-woo's manager talking to someone else in the company. The black actress is becoming a problem. Hyun-woo actually loves her. This wasn't supposed to be real. We need to end this before it damages his image permanently. A relationship with a foreign woman, especially a black woman, will hurt us in the Korean market. Some fans will support it, but we'll lose more than we gain. Make her understand she needs to disappear. Another recording. Different voice. I called her again, gave her the speech about protecting his career. She's scared. Good. Fear makes people compliant. After the global hour, we'll make sure she never works with any of our affiliated companies again. We've already started reaching out to studios. This will serve as a warning to other foreign actresses who think they can interfere with our artists. I sat down hard on the couch. They were going to destroy me either way. Yes. Even if I'd said yes, even if I'd played along, they were going to ruin me after 6 months anyway. Yes. And Hyun-woo. Did he know? Was he part of this? Marcus kept digging through the documents. Look at this. Email chain about the proposal. They told him it was a romantic surprise that would boost the film's profile. They positioned it as a win-win. He could declare his love publicly, and it would help both your careers. They said you'd talk to your team, and everyone was on board. I never talked to my team about any of this. They lied to him too. He thought you knew it was coming, that you'd approved it. When you said no, he thought. He thought I'd embarrassed him on purpose, that I never loved him. Marcus's face was grim. They played you both, perfectly. Who sent this? Who wants us to know? We searched through everything again. There was a note, small, handwritten in English, with a Korean accent in the handwriting. You deserved the truth. He deserves the truth. They've done this before. They'll do it again. Stop them. No signature. No name. But someone on the inside was trying to help. What do we do with this? Marcus asked. I looked at the pile of evidence, proof that I'd been manipulated, that Hyunwoo had been manipulated, that we were both victims of people who saw us as products, not people. We fight back. How? You can't even leave your apartment without getting harassed. I don't know yet, but this is evidence. This is proof. We can expose them. We need a lawyer, a journalist, someone who can help us go public with this without it looking like you're making excuses. I picked up my phone, scrolled through contacts, stopped on one name, Jessica Kim, investigative journalist. We'd met at a film festival 2 years ago. She'd been working on a piece about abuse in the entertainment industry. I called her. Zara Thompson, I didn't expect to hear from you. Jessica, I have a story for you, a big one, but I need to know I can trust you. What kind of story? The kind that could bring down a major management company and expose systematic abuse of artists. The kind that could change the industry. Interested? Silence for a moment. Come to my office. Bring everything you have. And Zara, be careful. If this is what I think it is, you're messing with very powerful people. They already messed with me. Now it's my turn. We met Jessica at her office in downtown LA the next morning. Marcus came with me, basically functioned as my bodyguard. Jessica listened to everything, looked through every document, played every recording. Her face got harder with each new piece of evidence. This is bigger than I thought. This isn't just your story. This is systematic. They've been doing this for years. Can you help me? I can try, but I need more. I need corroboration, other victims. And honestly, I need Hyunwoo. Without him, this is your word and some leaked documents against a multi-billion-dollar company with lawyers that could bury us all. I can't reach him. He won't talk to me. Then you need to find him, because this story doesn't work without both of you telling the truth. He's in Korea, somewhere. His management says he's on a mental health break. They're hiding him. Classic move. Keep him isolated until the story dies down. Then they'll trot him out with a carefully crafted image rehabilitation. Marcus leaned forward. So, what do we do? Jessica smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. It was the smile of someone who'd been waiting for this fight. We find him, get his side, and then we burn their whole operation to the ground. Finding Hyunwoo was easier said than done. His apartment in Seoul was empty. His groupmates claimed they didn't know where he was. His family wasn't talking. But I knew someone who might help. Jun Seo, assistant director on our film. He and Hyunwoo had become close during shooting. I found him on Instagram, sent a message. Jun Seo, it's Zara. I know you've seen what happened. I need to talk to Hyunwoo, please. It's not what it looks like. None of it is. He didn't respond for 2 days. I'd given up hope. Then, at 3 a.m, LA time, my phone buzzed. He's at a temple, Haeinsa, in the mountains near Daegu. He's been there since the show. I drove him. He made me promise not to tell anyone, but I think you should know. He's not doing well, Zara. Whatever happened between you two, he's broken. I booked a flight to Seoul that same day. My mother was not happy. Baby, you can't go alone. Those people threatened you. What if they try something? I have to, Mom. I have to see him, explain. Then I'm coming with you. No, you need to stay here. Help Marcus and Jessica. If something happens to me, you're the backup plan. She didn't like it, but she understood. Marcus drove me to the airport at midnight. We took back roads to avoid paparazzi. You sure about this? He asked as I got out of the car. No, but I'm doing it anyway. That's my girl. Go get your man. And Z, be safe. The flight to Seoul was 13 hours of anxiety. I wore a baseball cap and mask and kept my head down. No one recognized me. Or if they did, they didn't say anything. I landed in Incheon at 6 a.m. The airport was crowded. I made it through customs without incident. Then I saw them. Paparazzi. Somehow they knew I was coming. Cameras flashed, questions shouted in Korean and English. Zara, why are you here? Are you trying to apologize to Hyunwoo? Do you regret rejecting him? I pushed through, got in a cab, gave the driver an address in Gangnam that Junseo had sent me. A meeting point. The driver recognized me in the rearview mirror. Said something in Korean I didn't understand. His tone wasn't friendly. I made it to the cafe. Junseo was waiting inside, looking nervous. You actually came. I told you I would. This is crazy. If his management finds out I helped you, I'm done in this industry. Then why are you helping? He looked at me for a long moment. Because I was there when you two fell in love. I saw it. Real love, not the manufactured kind. And what they did to you, to him, it's not right. Someone has to do something. He handed me keys to a car. It's a 4-hour drive. The roads get rough near the end. The temple is called Hainsa. It's one of the most important Buddhist temples in Korea. He's staying in a small hermitage on the grounds. I've written down directions. Thank you, really. Don't thank me yet. He might not want to see you. When I left him there, he wasn't the Hyunwoo I knew. Be prepared for that. The drive was beautiful and terrifying. Mountains rose up on either side of the highway. The higher I climbed, the colder it got. By the time I reached the smaller roads leading to the temple, snow was falling lightly. I'd been to Korea twice before, always in Seoul. I'd never seen this side of the country. Ancient, peaceful, otherworldly. The temple complex was stunning. Traditional buildings with curved roofs, monks in gray robes walking between buildings, the sound of bells and chanting carrying on the wind. I parked where Junseo had indicated, started walking toward the hermitage he'd marked on the map. My breath clouded in front of me. My hands were shaking, and not from the cold. Then I saw him. Hyunwoo was sitting on a stone bench in a small garden. His head was shaved. He'd lost weight. He was wearing simple clothes, not the designer outfits I was used to. He looked up as I approached. His eyes widened. For a moment, we just stared at each other. Then he stood up and walked away. Hyunwoo, wait, please. He kept walking. I followed. I came all this way. Just 5 minutes, please. He spun around. His eyes were red, raw. Why you here? To hurt me more. To explain, to tell you the truth. Truth? You humiliate me in front of the world. That is truth. No, that's what they wanted you to think. Please let me explain. Go away, Zara. I can't. Not until you hear me. He started walking again. I followed him through the temple grounds, through gardens and between buildings, until we were at a small clearing overlooking the mountains. He turned to face me, and the anger on his face broke my heart. You want to explain? Explain why you make me look like a fool. Explain why you destroy me? They threatened me, your management. They said if I didn't end it with you, they'd destroy my career. They said I was bad for your image. They planned everything. He laughed. It was bitter and broken. You think I believe this. You think I am stupid. I have proof, recordings, emails, documents. They manipulated both of us. Stop, just stop. I loved you. I give you my heart on television because I'm tired of hiding. I want the world to know. And you say no. You break me in front of everyone. I said no to protect you. I thought if I rejected you publicly, they'd leave you alone. I didn't know the proposal itself was their plan. Their plan? What are you talking about? I pulled out my phone, played one of the recordings Jessica had sent me. His manager's voice filled the clearing. The proposal will happen on the Global Hour, as planned. When she accepts, we'll let the relationship play out for approximately 6 months for maximum publicity. Hyunwoo's face went white as he listened. I played another recording, then another. When the last one finished, he sat down hard on the ground. They said it was a romantic gesture. They said it was good for both of us. They said you know about it. You agree. I didn't know anything. They lied to you too. His hands were shaking. He looked up at me, tears streaming down his face. They lie about you knowing. Yes. So when I proposed, you were surprised and scared. Yes. And you said no because you thought you were protecting me. Yes. But I thought you never loved me. I thought I was a fool who loved alone. I knelt down in front of him, tears flowing freely now. I loved you. I love you. Every day since that show has been torture. I destroyed us both trying to save you. He grabbed my hands. His grip was desperate. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you talk about threats? I thought I could handle it, that if I just walked away, they'd leave you alone. I was wrong. About everything. We sat there in that clearing, holding on to each other, crying for everything we'd lost, for the manipulation, for the pain, for the time we'd wasted. Zara, I need to tell you something. What? After you said no, I wanted to die. I came here because I thought maybe I would become a monk. Maybe I should give up everything. This world is too cruel. Hyunwoo, no. I am serious. I gave them 8 years, 8 years of my life. I do everything they say, smile when they say smile, dance when they say dance, love who they approve. Then I met you. You are first real thing in my life. First person who see me, not idol or product. Me. And when you say no, I think, what is the point? If I cannot even choose my own love, what is my life? Your life is yours, not theirs. That's what we have to prove. How? They are too powerful. I have evidence, a journalist ready to expose everything. But I need you. I need your voice. Together, we can end this. He looked at me for a long time. The mountains stood silent around us. The snow fell softly. If we do this, my career is over. Eclipse is over. Everything I build is gone. If you don't do this, you'll never be free. Is that a life worth living? He stood up, pulled me to my feet. Tell me everything. Tell me the plan. We sat in the small room he'd been staying in, and I told him everything. The documents, the recordings, Jessica's investigation, the other victims she'd found, the scope of what his management company had been doing for years. With each new revelation, his face got harder. The gentleman I'd loved was being forged into something stronger, something that wouldn't break. They do this to other people? Yes. Jessica found at least 5 other cases. Artists who tried to date outside their approved circles. All were threatened. Some had their careers destroyed. One almost died from suicide attempt. We stop them and end this. I don't care what it cost me. It might cost you everything. They already take everything. Now I take it back. He made a phone call, spoke in Korean. When he hung up, there was determination in his eyes. I call my bandmate, Ji-hoon. He is the youngest. He sees things, notice things. I ask him to help. Can we trust him? He is like a brother to me. Yes. Within hours, Ji-hoon arrived at the temple. He was younger than I expected, maybe 22, but his eyes were old. Hyung, he said to Hyunwoo, I've been waiting for you to fight back. You know about management. I know everything. I've been documenting it for 2 years. He pulled out his phone, showed us videos, screenshots, recordings he'd made secretly. Why do you have this? Hyunwoo asked. Because I knew one day we'd need it. They control everything, our schedules, our friends, our thoughts. I saw what they were doing to you with Zara. I wanted to help, but didn't know how. Then, after the global hour, when you disappeared, I knew I had to be ready. Jessica was going to love this kid. We spent the next 2 days planning. Ji-hoon brought more evidence from Seoul. Jessica flew to Korea and met us secretly at a hotel in Daegu. We put together everything, every email, every recording, every testimonial from other victims. The story was damning, ironclad. Career ending for everyone involved in the management company. But going public meant risking everything. The night before we were set to expose everything, Hyunwoo and I sat on the balcony of my hotel room. The city sprawled below us. Are you afraid? He asked, terrified. You? Yes, but also, I feel free already. Just deciding to fight gives me something I lost a long time ago. What's that? Control. Choice. They take everything from me, make me a puppet. Even when I propose to you, they pull strings. But now, this is my choice. Our choice. What happens after? If we do this, if we expose them, where does that leave us? He turned to me, took my hand. I do not know. Maybe I have no career. Maybe you have no career. Maybe we have nothing but each other. And if that's enough, then we are rich beyond measure. He kissed me then, soft and gentle and real. No cameras, audience, but just us. I am sorry I did not fight for you before, he whispered. I am sorry I let them make me weak. You were never weak. You were surviving. We both were. No more surviving. Now we fight. The next morning, we put the plan in motion. Hyun-woo called a press conference, didn't tell his management, didn't tell his bandmates, except Ji-hoon. Just sent out a message through his personal social media that he had an announcement to make. The news spread like wildfire. Within hours, every major media outlet in Korea and beyond was talking about it. His management tried to stop it, called him dozens of times, send people to the hotel. But we were ready. The press conference was held at a neutral venue. Hundreds of reporters showed up, cameras from dozens of countries. Hyun-woo walked out alone. No handlers, no managers, no script. The flash of cameras was blinding. He stood at the podium, looked directly into the cameras, and began to speak. His Korean was strong and clear. A translator provided English in real time. My name is Hyun-woo Park. For 8 years, I have been a member of the K-pop group Eclipse. For 8 years, I have given everything to my craft, my fans, and the industry that made me. Today, I am here to tell you the truth about that industry and about myself. The room was silent except for camera shutters. I am in love with Zara Thompson. I have been for 18 months. When I proposed to her on the Global Hour, I did so because I loved her and wanted the world to know. When she said no, I was devastated. But what I didn't know then, what neither of us knew, was that we were both victims of manipulation by my management company. He pulled out documents, held them up. These are internal communications from my management company. They planned my proposal as a publicity stunt. They threatened Zara. They planned to destroy her career, whether she said yes or no. They lied to me about her knowing about the proposal. They orchestrated everything to control the narrative and our lives. The room erupted. Questions shouted from every direction. Hyun-woo held up his hand. I am not finished. This is not just about me and Zara. This is about systematic abuse of artists in this industry. I have evidence of other cases. Other artists who were threatened, manipulated, controlled. We are not products. We are people. And today, I am taking back my life. He looked directly at the camera. I am leaving Eclipse temporarily. Not because I don't love my brothers in the group, but because I need to heal. I need to find myself again. And I need to fight for change in an industry that treats artists as property. Another pause. His voice got softer, but somehow stronger. To Zara Thompson, I am sorry. I am sorry I put you in that position. I am sorry I didn't protect you. I am sorry I believed them instead of you. You tried to save me by saying no, and I punished you for it. But I see you now. I see your strength. I see your love. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life proving that I see you. He bowed to the cameras, to the reporters, to the world. Then he walked off the stage. The internet exploded. I mean, truly exploded. Within minutes, the press conference was trending in every country. The hashtag shifted from anti-Zara to anti-management. People were sharing the recordings, the documents, everything. 2 hours later, I went live on Instagram from my hotel room. My kodti, hands were shaking as I started the stream. Within seconds, I had 10,000 viewers, then 50,000, then 500,000. Hi everyone, My name is Zara Thompson. If you saw Hyunwoo's press conference, you know why I'm here. I want to tell you my side of the story. I told them everything. The threats, the fear, the impossible choice. I showed them the evidence I had, played some of the recordings. When I said no on that stage, it wasn't because I didn't love him. It was because I loved him too much to let him sacrifice everything for me. But what I didn't understand was that we were both pawns in someone else's game. The comments were pouring in. For the first time in months, they weren't all hateful. People were listening. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because what happened to us is happening to other artists. In K-pop, in Hollywood, everywhere. People in power manipulate artists, control their lives, threaten them into compliance. And we let it happen because we're scared of losing our dreams. My voice was shaking, but I kept going. Well, I'm done being scared. Hyunwoo is done being controlled. And we hope that by speaking up, other artists will feel safe to do the same. This industry needs to change, and change starts with the truth. I ended the stream with over 2 million viewers watching. Then I waited. The response was overwhelming. Other K-pop idols started speaking out. Not everyone, the fear was still too strong, but enough. Stories of abuse, control, manipulation. An actress in Hollywood came forward with a similar story about a different company. The Korean authorities announced an investigation into Hyunwoo's management company. Entertainment lawyers in multiple countries started reaching out, offering to help. Hyunwoo's management company tried to do damage control, released statements denying everything, threatened lawsuits. Then Jihoon dropped his bombshell. He went live on V Live, a Korean streaming platform. Tens of millions of fans watching. Hello everyone, I'm Jihoon from Eclipse. I have something important to share. He played a video, one he'd secretly recorded 2 years ago. Executives from the management company in a meeting. Their voices were clear, undeniable. We need to maintain control over every aspect of these idols' lives. Dating, friendships, public statements, everything. If one of them tries to date someone we don't approve of, especially a foreigner, we shut it down immediately. Make an example of them if necessary. Other companies do the same. It's how the industry works. Another executive's voice. The Hyunwoo situation with the American actress, we're handling it. We'll use the proposal to control the narrative. If she says yes, we milk it for 6 months, then make her the villain and end it. If she says no, she's already the villain. Either way, Hyunwoo stays under control and we get the publicity. Win-win. The video kept playing. More damning evidence. Specific threats against specific artists. Plans to blacklist people. Bribes to music show producers. Contract violations. Financial manipulation. By the time Jihoon's stream ended, the management company's stock had dropped 40%. Sponsors were pulling out. Artists under contract were demanding releases. The dominoes were falling. But the backlash was intense too. Hyunwoo started receiving death threats from fans who felt betrayed. I was still dealing with hate, though the tide was turning. Our careers were in limbo. 3 days after the press conference, Hyunwoo's management company executives resigned. All of them. The company issued a formal apology and announced major restructuring. Other entertainment companies in Korea made statements about reforming contracts and treatment of artists. It wasn't enough, not nearly enough, but it was a start. Eclipse announced they'd be going on hiatus while members dealt with personal issues. The other members supported Hyunwoo publicly. Some of them started talking about their own experiences with company control. The industry was cracking open, and we'd done that together. But in the chaos and the victory and the mess of it all, Hyunwoo and I still hadn't really talked. About us, about what came next. We met in a quiet park in Seoul one evening, both in disguise, baseball caps and masks, looking like any other couple. We walked in silence for a while. Finally, he spoke. What do we do now? I don't know. My career may be destroyed. Maybe not. Yours? Same. I get offers for interviews, to tell my story. But acting, music, I do not know if anyone wants to work with me. Do you regret it, speaking out? He stopped walking, looked at me. No, never. For the first time in 8 years, I feel like a person, like me, not a product, not an image, me. That is worth everything, even if it means losing everything else. What is everything else without freedom, without truth, without you? We sat on a bench overlooking a pond, ducks swimming in circles, normal life happening around us while our worlds were in pieces. Zara, I need to ask you something. What? Do you still love me, after everything, after what I put you through? I took his hand. I never stopped, even when I hated what happened, even when everything was falling apart. I never stopped loving you. I do not deserve you. Neither of us deserves what happened to us, but maybe we deserve each other. Maybe we deserve a chance to start over. Properly this time. How we do that? I don't know, but maybe we figure it out together. No management, no pressure, no cameras, just us. He pulled off his mask. I pulled off mine, right there in that public park where anyone could see us. And he kissed me like he was afraid I'd disappear, like I was the only real thing in his world. I am still broken, he whispered against my lips. This fight, it takes so much from me. I do not know who I am without eclipse, without stage, without performance. Then we figure out who you are, who we both are, together. You really want this? Want me? Even though I am a mess, even though I have no career, no future planned? I want you exactly as you are. We'll figure out the rest. We decided to take time apart, not breaking up, just healing, individually. 6 months. 6 months to work on ourselves, to figure out who we were outside of the trauma and the chaos, to build careers on our own terms if we could. It was the hardest decision we'd ever made, but it was the right one. The goodbye at the airport was brutal. 6 months, he said, holding my face in his hands. 6 months, I repeated. And then we see if we still fit. We will fit. I know this. How? Because we are in Yon, remember? Fate that connects souls. That does not disappear in 6 months. I flew back to LA, threw myself into therapy, into rebuilding, into figuring out who Zara Thompson was when she wasn't running from threats or hiding from cameras. Jessica's article came out 2 weeks later. It was massive, front page of multiple publications. Deep dive into industry abuse, testimonials from dozens of artists, the evidence we'd provided, calls for reform. It won awards. It started conversations. It changed things. Slowly, opportunities started coming back. Directors who believed in me. Indie projects that wanted authentic stories. I got offered a role in a film about fighting corruption in the entertainment industry. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. I started a foundation, small at first, helping artists escape abusive contracts, providing legal support, creating safe spaces to speak up. Marcus helped me run it. My mom became our biggest supporter. We helped 12 artists in the first 3 months. Meanwhile, in Korea, Yoon-woo was doing his own healing. He posted occasionally on social media, photos of himself in nature, learning to paint, volunteering at shelters, finding himself outside of the industry that had defined him for so long. He started a YouTube channel, just him talking about mental health, about finding identity, about healing from trauma. No performance, no perfection, just honesty. It blew up. Millions of subscribers, people hungry for that realness. He released a solo song, wrote it himself, about breaking free, about truth, about love worth fighting for. It charted in 15 countries. Eclipse announced they'd be reuniting in a year, but under new management, with full creative control. The members were taking time to heal individually first. Hyun-woo got offers for acting roles, for music collaborations, for speaking engagements about industry reform. He was building something new, something his own, and so was I. We talked sometimes, late-night video calls, sharing our progress, our setbacks, our small victories. "I miss you," he'd say. "I miss you too. But I think we needed this." I know, does not make it easier. No, it doesn't. 5 months in, I got a call from a major studio. Lead role in a big budget film. A role that could redefine my career. Shooting location? Thailand. The same week, Hyun-woo was supposed to be there for a music video shoot. I called him. "Did you know about this?" "About what?" "Thailand. Same week. Did you plan this?" "I do not plan this, but maybe the universe does." "Maybe. So we see each other before 6 months are over." "I think maybe we do." We met at a private beach resort, far from cities, far from cameras, just ocean and sand and sky. I saw him walking toward me across the beach. He'd grown his hair out a bit, looked healthy, strong, at peace in a way I'd never seen. I ran to him. We crashed together like waves, holding each other, crying, laughing, just being. "5 months is too long," he said into my hair. "Way too long." "I do not want to wait another month. So don't." We spent 3 days together, talking, healing, reconnecting. Not as the people we were before everything fell apart, but as the people we'd become through the fire. On the third night, we walked along the beach at sunset. The sky was painted in oranges and purples. Hyun-woo stopped, took both my hands. "Zara Thompson." "Oh no, not again." He laughed, that genuine, beautiful laugh. "Do not worry, no ring, no cameras, no pressure, just question." "What question?" "Do you want to spend your life with me? Not because it is romantic, not because it is dramatic, but because we choose each other every day, with all our broken pieces, with all our scars, with all our truth." Tears were streaming down my face. "Yes, God, yes. 1,000 times yes." "You are sure?" "Because I am still a mess. I am still figuring out who I am." "So am I. But I want to figure it out with you." He pulled me close. No ring, no speech, no audience, just us and the ocean and the sky turning dark. "This time is real," he whispered. "This time has always been real." We didn't announce anything, didn't post about it, just lived it quietly, privately, rebuilding our relationship brick by brick. Over the next year, both our careers stabilized. Not the same as before. Different, better. Built on truth instead of image. I made 3 films, each one better than the last. Started getting recognized for my actual work, not just the drama. Hyun-woo released a solo album. It went platinum. He rejoined Eclipse for a reunion tour that broke records, but this time on their terms. We got married on a random Tuesday. Just us, my mom, Marcus, Ji-hoon, and a judge. In a small office in Seoul. No white dress, no photographers, no spectacle. Just love. Real, hard-won, scarred, beautiful love. We waited 6 months to tell anyone. Let ourselves just be married without the world weighing in. When we finally posted a simple photo, no caption, just us with wedding rings, the internet lost its mind. But this time, mostly in a good way. People who'd followed our story felt like they'd been on the journey with us. And they had, in a way. A year after we went public with our marriage, we launched a major initiative, a partnership between my foundation and several reformed entertainment companies. New contract standards, mental health support for artists, protection from abuse. We called it the Inyon Project. Fate that connects souls, but also fate that protects them. We helped hundreds of artists in the first year, freed them from abusive contracts, gave them resources, showed them they weren't alone. Other celebrities joined the cause. The movement grew. The industry started changing. Slowly, painfully, but changing. 2 years after the rejection that shocked the world, I found out I was pregnant. Hyun-woo cried, happy tears this time. "We make a human," he said, his hand on my stomach. "We do." What if we mess up? What if we do not know how to be parents? Then we figure it out, like we figure out everything else, together. Our daughter was born on a spring morning in Seoul. We named her Hope. In Korean, Huimang, because that's what she was, what we were. Hope that love could survive manipulation, that truth could overcome lies, that broken people could heal together. The day we brought her home from the hospital, we sat on our couch, this tiny human between us, and just marveled. Remember when you proposed on TV? I asked. How could I forget? If I could go back, would I change my answer? Would you? No, because saying no led us here. To this. To us actually choosing each other instead of being forced into it by cameras and pressure and other people's plans. He kissed my forehead, then Hope's. They try to destroy us. They fail. We destroyed ourselves a little too. But then we build back, stronger and better. Together. 3 years after the rejection, we did an interview. Just one. For Jessica's documentary about industry reform. They showed clips from the Global Hour, the proposal, the rejection, the aftermath. Then they showed what came after. The fight, the exposure, the change. The interviewer asked the question everyone wanted answered. Do you regret any of it, knowing what it cost you both? Hyun-woo and I looked at each other, had the same answer at the same time. No. The pain was terrible, I explained, but it revealed the truth. About the industry, about ourselves, about what we were willing to fight for. If I propose a different way, Hyun-woo added. If she says yes, we have fake relationship for 6 months. Then they destroy us anyway. Instead, we burn it all down and build real life, real love, real future. So the rejection, the interviewer pressed. That was actually the best thing that could have happened? No, I said firmly. The manipulation, the threats, the pain, none of that was good. But how we responded, fighting back, that was everything. The documentary premiered at festivals worldwide, won awards, sparked more change, and through it all, Hyun-woo and I just lived, worked, raised our daughter, fought for other artists, made art that mattered to us. We never forgot what the fight cost us. The careers that were damaged, the time we lost, the pain we endured. But we also never forgot what we gained. Freedom, truth, each other. 5 years after the rejection that shocked everyone, we renewed our vows. This time publicly, in a ceremony in Seoul attended by thousands. Not because we needed to prove anything, but because we wanted to celebrate, to show young artists that love could survive the industry's worst. That choosing yourself, your truth, your actual heart over image and control was always worth it. As we exchanged vows, me in a dress I actually chose, him in a suit he actually liked, Hope as our flower girl. I thought about that moment on the Global Hour, the worst moment of my life that led to the best life I could imagine. Sometimes the wrong answer at the wrong time is actually the only right answer there ever was. We kissed as the crowd cheered. Our friends, our family, other artists we'd helped. People whose lives had changed because we'd been brave enough to fight back. Later, at the reception, Hyun-woo pulled me aside. You know what I think about sometimes? What? That moment, on stage, when you say no, your face. It still haunts me. No, listen. Your face, it was not mean. It was not cruel. It was terrified. Even then, even in that moment, you tried to protect me. I was too hurt to see it then, but I see it now. You always love me, even when you say no, especially when you say no. I'd do it again, I admitted. If I had to choose between your career and your freedom, I'd break your heart again, even knowing how much it hurt us both. And I would forgive you again, would fight for you again, would choose you again. We looked at our daughter, dancing with Ji-hoon, who'd become her favorite uncle. At my mother, laughing with Hyun-woo's parents. At Marcus, giving a toast about love that survives. At the life we'd built, from ashes. Worth it, he asked. Every devastating, heartbreaking, terrifying second of it. Then we win. We win. Because in the end, the black girl who rejected the Korean celebrity's proposal on live TV didn't shock everyone by saying no. She shocked everyone by saying no, surviving the fallout, fighting back against an entire industry, and building a love story that actually mattered. One built not on cameras and image and control, but on truth, sacrifice, and the radical act of choosing each other when the whole world said they shouldn't. And that story, the real story, the one that came after the rejection, that's the one that changed everything. So there you have it, family. The story of how a public rejection became a private revolution. How saying no on live TV led to saying yes to freedom, truth, and real love. Now I want to hear from you. If you were in Zara's position, with cameras, rolling, and 40 million people watching, would you have said yes to protect the moment, or no to protect the person you love? Drop your honest answer in the comments below. And here's the real question that keeps me up at night. How many celebrities right now are living in situations just like this? Controlled, manipulated, threatened into silence. How many love stories are being destroyed behind closed doors while we only see the perfect images they're forced to show us? If this story touched you, if it made you think differently about celebrity culture and the price of fame, smash that like button and share this video. Someone out there needs to hear that fighting back is possible. That truth can win. That love built on sacrifice is stronger than love built for cameras. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and what part of this story hit you the hardest. Was it the rejection, the manipulation, the fight back, or the ending they built together? And remember, every time we demand perfection from our celebrities, every time we treat them like products instead of people, we become part of the system that almost destroyed Zara and Hyunwoo. Let's do better. Let's be better. Until next time, keep fighting for what's real, keep choosing truth over image, and never let anyone make you believe that love has to look a certain way to be valid. I'll see you in the next one.